So what you think is, it's an issue with the milk or?
Maybe because they just switched the caramel to the milk.
Get your robe on.
I know you. Shut up. I know you.
Ain't no mystery, man.
I know you though.
Man,
I know you though. I know you though.
I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison.
T. I might have just blown up whatever little piece was left between him and his son, King Harris. He's officially taken things to the courtroom, dragging King in front of a judge to demand full custody of King Jr. T. I claims his son just isn't ready to be a real parent. Exactly like he warned months ago. He says King's too reckless, too unpredictable, and his wild behavior is putting that baby in serious danger. T.I. ain't about to stand by and watch King spiral while his grandson pays the price. The real question is, will King bow down to his dad's demands or fight back till the very end? Before we get into how King fired back, let's rewind to how this whole custody war even kicked off. For weeks, the streets were buzzing with talk about drama brewing inside the Harris family home.
You can talk to me. Until then, ain't nothing going. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do. Ain't nothing happening. No money, no beer.
Those quiet whispers turned into a full-blown storm when leaked court papers exposed that T.I. had officially sued King for custody of little King Jr. And get this, it wasn't just lawyers handling business. Reports say T.I. personally wrote to the judge himself, demanding King be ruled unfit, claiming he's nowhere near ready to properly take care of his own child. That one line flipped everything upside down. I wasn't just questioning King's parenting anymore. He basically called his own son a danger to his child. That's when King completely lost it. He stormed into T.I. and Tiny's house, grabbed little Junior, and dipped, left everything behind without looking back. Once he got far enough, he called T.I. and went off, letting every bit of anger and pain spill out. He felt betrayed, humiliated, and heartbroken. And this right here was his final straw.
You're looking crazy when I wake up. God damn. Snap back, you ain't get right. Bro, what do you be looking at, bro? What you be looking at? Hey. You fall over.
But here's where things get real messy. Anyone who's seen how King moves with Junior knows he's deeply attached. From the second he found out he was going to be a dad, King shocked everybody, stepping up strong when his baby mama Yaya first announced the pregnancy. Most people thought King would fold under pressure. With his wild track record, everyone expected him to crash out instead of stepping up. But to everyone's surprise, he did the exact opposite. He leaned all the way into fatherhood. When baby Junior was born, King was on cloud 9. He even dropped a song to celebrate the moment, posting it on Instagram with the caption, November 5th, 8:09 a.m., welcome King Jr., time to take over. For a minute there, it looked like King had finally found something real to live for. Fatherhood seemed to calm him down, to give him purpose, like maybe, just maybe, this was the thing that could finally keep him grounded. But that peace didn't last long. King's old habits came creeping right back. The biggest wake-up call hit when he got arrested, and that moment flipped everything upside down. The whole family was humiliated, and it showed the world just how unstable things had gotten. It all went down when King got caught up in a wild scene that threw the Harris name straight into the headlines and almost tore them apart. He wasn't just speeding out of a gas station in his BMW. He nearly crashed right into a police car. In that split second, you could feel his whole future hanging by a thread. When the cops pulled up, it went from bad to worse. They smelled weed on him, then spotted a gun tucked in his waistband. But what came next? That's what really shocked everybody.
People hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house So
The real shock hit when the cops ran King's name through the system. And what popped up wasn't just some ticket or fine. There was a full-on warrant waiting on him, stretching all the way back to 2022. Speeding, driving on a suspended license, a DUI he never faced. He'd been dodging it like it would just disappear. Instead of handling it like a man, King thought his last name would save him. But this time, there was no escaping it. The cops cuffed him right there, and when that arrest footage leaked online, it told the whole story. You could see it in his eyes. Pure regret. That wasn't fear. That was the look of someone realizing he could lose everything, not just his freedom, but his own son. Even the officer said King was calm during the arrest, but it wasn't confidence. It was that eerie quiet that comes when reality finally hits. And when T.I. pulled up to bail him out, he wasn't just mad, he was shattered. This wasn't a rapper's son caught up in street trouble. This was a father watching his child repeat every single mistake he swore he'd never let him make.
dude, you want to take my band off my head?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
This guy's over.
Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take
Okay.
the clip out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. You'd step out for me?
That's when I finally realized he couldn't keep cleaning up King's mess forever. If this cycle kept going, he couldn't let King raise Junior alone. This was the moment T.I. had been fearing for years, because deep down, he knew it would come to this. He'd warned King time and time again that the fast life only led one way, straight to jail. Now, it was unfolding right in front of him, and this time, there was a child's future hanging in the balance. Back when King started going viral in 2022, T.I. even went online, pleading with his son to slow down. He told him that if he didn't chill out and change course, he'd end up behind bars. T.I. said he'd been telling King's mom and grandma to keep a close eye on him, hoping someone could get through before it was too late. And this wasn't T.I. trying to embarrass his son. It came from experience. He'd lived that wild life himself, paid the price, and all he wanted was to stop his boy from walking down the same painful road. If King had just listened back then, he probably wouldn't have ended up arrested or on the edge of losing custody of his son. But he didn't listen, and it blew up in his face big time.
Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. Alright, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You straight? Where's your bundle at?
You're gonna be at the church. Alright, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure of this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
One of the clearest moments that showed how far King had drifted from the right path came in 2022 at a Waffle House. He walked in just trying to grab a quick bite, but when a worker accidentally added pickles to his order, everything went left. It was a tiny mistake that could have been fixed in seconds, but instead, King snapped. He started yelling through the whole store, turning a minor issue into a full-blown scene. He even started threatening to get the worker fired and flashing his money like it meant power. And the wildest part? King filmed the whole meltdown himself and posted it online, thinking it'd make him look tough, but it didn't. It just made him look entitled, childish, and completely out of touch with reality. What made it all worse was how much it embarrassed his parents.
Me and giving me my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you got to keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean?
T.I. and Tiny had their names dragged all over the internet, with people questioning their parenting and calling them out for how King was raised. But what really pushed T.I. over the edge wasn't just King's public tantrums. It was how he started glamorizing the life of violence. For T.I., That was the ultimate line crossed. King was always online acting tough, trying to convince the world he was some kind of gangster. To T.I., that was a clear sign. His son didn't understand what it truly means to build a legacy or guide his own child down the right path. I had his own history with the streets, yeah, but he never glorified it. The second he saw a way out, he took it and built something better. But King, he never grew up in the trenches, never had it rough. Yet, every time he got on camera, he'd talk like he was built from that struggle, always reminding folks how street he was. That fake tough talk always got under T.Y.'s skin. Because he'd worked hard to give King the life he never had. Comfort, safety, opportunity. So watching his son act like he came from the struggle, it cut deep and only fueled more tension between them. That tension finally exploded at an Atlanta Falcons game.
This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File show.
What started as a regular argument between father and son turned into a full-blown public showdown that exposed every crack in their relationship. King looked his dad straight in the face and said he didn't grow up with a silver spoon. And that line hit T. I like a gut punch. For T.I., those words weren't just disrespectful, they were pure betrayal. He snapped, reminding King that he'd never had to wake up with roaches on the wall, never had to question if there'd be food on the table. I worked his whole life to make sure King never saw that kind of struggle. But King fired right back, saying he spent most of his time with his grandma in a rough neighborhood, claiming his upbringing wasn't all luxury. In that moment, it wasn't just an argument, it was two different realities clashing for the world to see.
I became a father, so I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
The shouting got louder, emotions boiled over, and it even got physical. Within hours, the clips went viral everywhere. But behind all the noise, what people really witnessed was a heartbroken father losing his patience and a proud son refusing to back down, even if it meant humiliating his whole family in front of millions. That night made one thing crystal clear. If T.I. and King were willing to throw down like that in front of a packed stadium, imagine what was going on behind closed doors. Fans flooded the comments after the video dropped, saying, I should have checked King a long time ago. Most people felt like King had no clue how good he actually had it. One fan wrote, the fact he really thinks he came up in the streets or could even survive out there is hilarious. Another said, he only gets away with this stuff because of who his parents are. Let him try that out there for real. See how fast reality hits. Others chimed in saying King might know a few street dudes and hang around the life, but he's never lived it for real.
So motherfucking 12 pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand. I've been seeing him around too here a lot. You gonna raise your own hand? I've been seeing him around too. Huh? Well, when you got drugs, it ain't legal. I know that. When y'all got drugs around those legal guns, they call it's not possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Yeah. Thank you.
That last comment blew up with hundreds of likes because it summed up exactly how everyone felt. King was acting out a lifestyle he didn't earn, and people were over it. By this point, King could have slowed down and straightened up, especially with a baby on the way. This was his chance to grow up and prove he could be a real father. But instead, he kept playing tough, flashing guns, and chasing that fake gangster image. When T.I. saw where things were headed, he knew deep down, King was nowhere near ready to raise a child. Remember when Boosie and T.I. had to step in and check their sons on camera? They caught King and Boosie's boy, Tootie Raw, filming a music video surrounded by guns like it was some kind of trap house. That's when the dads had to step in. T.I. pulled King aside and straight up asked why he was so focused on acting like a gangster when there were so many better things he could be doing. He made it clear, playing with guns like that doesn't end in fame, it ends in jail. And the tone in T.A.'s voice said it all. He wasn't angry just for show. He was truly disappointed. The fact that King still went out and got himself arrested after all of T.Y.'s warnings, that was the final straw. I had reached his limit. But here's where things get interesting. You can clearly see that both T.I. and Tiny have a soft spot for Baby King Jr. They absolutely adore that little boy and treat him like royalty. From the very moment T.I. found out he was about to become a grandfather again, he was over the moon with excitement. You could see the pure joy in his face when he proudly shared the news during a podcast. It was a moment of real happiness. Every clip of T.I. with Little Jr. goes viral. Fans flood the comments saying T.I. looks more like the real parent than King ever did. And honestly, that's exactly why filing for custody might have been the only card left to play. For T.I., this isn't about ego or control. It's about protecting that child before things spiral too far. But here's the part that's got everyone guessing. King has gone completely silent. That quiet could mean he's planning something big, or it could mean he's already given up the fight. Either way, whatever move King makes next is about to shake the entire Harris family to its core. What do you think? Is T.I. doing the right thing, or is this crossing the line as a father? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another update.